Welcome. Welcome in. Today we're going to be doing a YouTube content tier list. I made this list of my own. This is basically a list of the top 12 contents of 2021, since 2022 is not over. Did 2021 top tier content, everything that people watch on YouTube. Plus we added in a little bit of extra stuff in there, just kind of like break down some of the content. Some of it's kind of generic, as you're going to see. Some of it's kind of generic. Some of it's just like gaming content. Some of it's like blog content. So I kind of broke it down a little bit more into like sub contents off the bigger stuff, just because I was like, you know what? 12 is a good number, but I think we could do a little bit better. So let's go ahead. So as you can see, here's the content, different types of content we have here. We have how-to, music video, ASMR, reviews, challenge videos, unboxing, reaction, comedy, try not to laugh, gaming, blogs, podcast, prank. And by podcast, I gotta say that this is supposed to be, or not podcast, sorry, by blogs, this is supposed to be vlogs, but I forgot to put a V in VL in front of the blog, or get rid of the B and put a V there instead. So vlogs is like the same thing. We're talking about YouTube content after all. Prank videos, Cartnark's in there because I didn't really know what kind of content he falls under. I just feel like he was necessary to be on here. And then we have amendment chasers, guns, skits, and money, right? So basically we're just gonna go in order. Here's our tiers. We got great content, good content, okay content, bad, and trash. I thought about putting stuff up there like S tier or a god tier or top tier content, but I always felt like when I was making this, I thought that like if I called something god tier content on YouTube, it's like it didn't really feel like it fit, you know, like, you know what I mean? It's like great, it's like the best you can do, like this is great content, and then trash is just like really bad content, if that makes sense. I just felt like god tier was really like not a good like label to put on the content, because like, can you necessarily, even off of your opinion, say like this is god tier content? I don't know. But as it goes, that doesn't really need to say. This is just my opinion on everything, on content on YouTube. Mostly, for if anyone's curious what I watch, mostly gaming. I think 95% of what I watch on YouTube is gaming. And then, you know, guns is stuff like, I don't know if you ever heard like Demolition Ranch, just people shooting guns and like reviewing guns and stuff like that. So just like guns, that's one of those subcategories I made. And then, you know, other than that, it's kind of like try not to laugh stuff. I just like watching funny videos, you know, so that's kind of like try not to laugh, like comedy videos. But let's get into it. We're gonna do this, and I agree with you. I mean, Ben, we're gonna get over my opinions here in a sec, but reaction and gaming pretty good. But let's get into this. We're gonna play Apex after this, after all. But anyways, let's start with how-to. We're just gonna go right in order here. How-to, educational. They're basically the same thing. How-to videos are basically educational videos, but honestly, in a category of content for YouTube, it's good content. It's easy, right? There's nothing wrong. There's nothing bad about how-to videos. I can't tell you how many times myself that I have just looked up something on YouTube, the how to do something, or just learning something. I mean, sure, obviously there could be like bad or trash how-to videos, but like in general, as a content standpoint, how-to videos are pretty good content. You can't go wrong as long as you know what you're doing and what you're saying is like educational, or at least if the people are learning from it. It's good content. Good. We're gonna move on to music videos though. Music videos, honestly, I could care less for a music video. I wouldn't say it's necessarily trash content, but I would say as far as it goes for YouTube sense, I put it under bad. I just find it unfortunate that most of like what YouTube would standardize as like the best content they have, or like the most like popular being music videos, is just it's dumb. But it obviously is gonna happen because people don't really. How many times have you gone to a music video to actually watch it? And how many times you just had a music video playing because you just wanted to listen to that song? You know what I mean? Most of the views just come from people just want to listen to it, and then the views and all the top ratings become from that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like you never just like just had YouTube running and just played a bunch of YouTube music videos, you know? I just don't feel like people go out of their way really too much, other than maybe the first time they watch a music video or they're showing their friend a music video. Because there is some kind of crazy ones out there. I don't know if you guys ever watched, I think it's Yammergini High. I think it's by A$AP Ferg. I can't remember exactly who sings it, but it's just trippy as hell. There's some good ones out there, but as a content standpoint, I think it's bad. But here's one. Here's our first trash one. I don't know if you could have guessed this from me. I think AMSR is trash content. I think it's dumb. If I wanted to hear someone breathe into a microphone, I would listen to myself breathe. I breathe so fucking heavy that I can hear myself breathing all the time. I don't understand it. You know, I get it. Like, oh, the noises sound cool. I like the sound of like crunching into this super high intensity feedback vibration microphone. I think it's so relaxing. I think ASMR is just trash. It's just, I get it. I'm not judging. None of this is meant to be judgmental, but I'm just telling you that if you find this to be in a great category, I just don't understand why. Like I think there's a standpoint to where it goes from just like interesting noises to where all of a sudden now it's like getting a little sexual here. Like this breathing It's definitely not just there for that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Andrew, hello, sir. I don't like ASMR. I don't understand it. I hate it. So I'm gonna put it in the trash tier. Judge me if you will, but I'm going with trash on that one, boys. Moving on. Review videos. Honestly, reviews are okay content. You gotta take it as you will. You know, some reviews are paid for by the company. You kind of have to like filter out and figure it out. Review videos. And some of it's just genuine things. Like whenever I do reviews on things, it's genuine. Ain't nobody paying me to review their shit. I just give it to you how it is. I just, you know, it's good to have it out there. The biggest thing I always tell my wife when like ordering something off of Amazon is like, always look at the reviews. But don't just look at the good reviews. Look at the bad reviews. Look at the middle reviews, because most of the time, if you see like a bunch of 4-star reviews, you know, Amazon pays people to do reviews, right, on like different products. Yeah, we're just gonna use Amazon as a marketplace because I do most of my shopping on Amazon, but they pay people to do that. You guys know that, right? Like that's someone's job to like leave reviews on products. So you can't always trust the 4 stars. But I think the content standpoint for YouTube, it's good. It's okay. I'm gonna give it good. For me personally, I don't really watch too many reviews on YouTube. I just read the reviews on a product's website, or I just go to different websites to figure it out, but there it is. Challenge videos. This one's interesting, right? Challenge videos, and if you're wondering what the challenge videos sense is, it's just like, you know, the intros, you know, I think Mr. Beast kind of sometimes, his videos are kind of considered challenges sometimes. It's like, today we're going to see how long it takes me to eat 100 hot dogs by only swallowing them. Can you get it done? That's the challenge, you know? And honestly, most of it's good. Let's be real. Like the top tier challenge content on YouTube is good. Like typically it's a couple categories. Typically it's either something like, I'll never do that, but I'll watch it because I get to watch someone else do it. Or it's just like, you know, hey, there's a lot on the line. There's $1 million on the line. If you get this done, I give you $1 million. There's all the different ways that revolves around challenge, and I think it just opens up this whole creative thing. And honestly, challenge kind of should have been more of a subcategory, I think, in my opinion, based off of like vlogs, right? Like some vlogs will just like, oh, in today's vlog we're gonna do a challenge, and in gaming we're gonna do a gaming challenge. Like challenge is just like there's obviously just like straight challenge YouTube content creators who just do kind of challenge content, but there's also people that do challenge based off their main content, like gaming, vlogs, podcast, even pranks. It's good content though. Let's be real. Challenge content's good. There's nothing wrong with it. I also got to say this as we go through these reviews. We're starting to get closer to the other ones that are kind of bad. A lot of the reviews, or some of these reviews, it's also going to be based off of like the cause and effect of how that content comes out and is come to be made, and you'll kind of see like how like some of this is going to get into the trash tier. But challenge, honestly, there's typically no victims. It's a victimless content. So one of the biggest things I hate about content, and we'll just say it now since I already brought it up, is prank content. I think prank content's the lowest of the low, since we already talked about it. Typically 95% of prank content has some sort of victim in there, where it's just like some dude just minding their own business and they're just hanging out, just having a good day, and then some idiot just comes up there and just like does some dumb shit just to get a reaction out of them. You know, and it annoys them, ruins their day, and like, oh, it's just a prank. And I think it's just prank content on YouTube is just trash tier. 95% of it sucks. 95% of it's just like people just going on and annoying other people, you know. But there's also that 5%. If you guys have ever heard of Ross Creations, he does pranks, but his is a victimless prank most of the time. There's some times where it's like, okay, there's a little bit of a victim involved in there, but typically it's just like silly shit, which is considered a prank that he does. Like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Ross. We talked about this last weekend when we did the TikToks. We saw a bunch of Ross on there. But like one of his more newer ones is he goes to restaurants, and then if they ask him if he wants a box for his food, like, hey, do you want a box? He's like, yeah, and then he just puts on boxing gloves and fights them. Like, it's victimless. It's funny, it's victimless, but the most 95% of prank content is trash in my opinion. I don't get enjoyment myself from watching other people just ruin other people's days just for the later on go like, well, you know, hey, I might have, you know, accidentally or I might have pranked you by killing your cat, which was like, you know, funny to me, but here's $100, you know, have a nice day. It's like, okay, well, I got $100, cool, but now my cat's dead. But moving on, I just, you know, I can go on for hours about how prank content's the worst, but we're just gonna move on. We're going to unboxing. I think unboxing videos are great. There's so many different ways that unboxing videos on YouTube can go through, from technology to, you know, figurines for anime to, you know, everything in between. We can talk about like opening up Pokemon cards. It's kind of like an unboxing video in a sense. If you think about it, you're unboxing the Pokemon cards. Like there's so much content that comes out of this. I think all of it's great. I love it all. For those big creators, you got Max Mofo, you got I can't even think of the other ones right now. I haven't watched in a while, but honestly, unboxing, great. There's nothing more satisfying than watching somebody, watching somebody open up something that especially the expensive stuff. Like someone's like, I bought a $10,000 TV. We're gonna unbox it. It's like, okay, now I get to see what a $10,000 TV looks like, and because I'll never see that shit. It's cool. I think unboxing's great content. It's great. You get to see stuff that you might want to buy but never will, and you get to see it. Yeah, exactly, like that. Today, I'm gonna kidnap my best friend's girlfriend to make him think she's dead and not tell him for a whole week. Like, it's low tier content, honestly. It's low tier. But unboxing, you can't go wrong with an unboxing video, honestly. You can't. It's great. It's great content, Prove me wrong. Now, this next one's gonna be a little spicy for some of you. It's reaction content. It's gonna be a little spicy, right? And now reaction content can be broken down to a bunch of different ways. Basically, kind of what I did last week was kind of like reaction content. And honestly, what I'm going to say is reaction content kind of sits in the middle. It's good content. Don't get me wrong. Reaction content is good content, but it's also the laziest type of content a person can make. I mean, honestly, this tier list is one of the laziest types of content I could make, but you know what? Everyone likes doing them. People like watching them. People like watching reactions. People like watching tier videos. I can't tell you like how many times I've watched tier videos and like, you know what? I just enjoy them because you get to judge the person. Like today, you're judging me and based off my opinions of tiers of different YouTube content. But I put it down in okay because it's lazy. Don't get me wrong, it's good, but it's also lazy. And the worst thing that kind of takes it out of the good category for me, boys and girls, so what takes it out of there for me, is the fact that like half, I think it's fair to say 50% of reaction content is fake. And I can't stand fake content. And by that, I mean like, oh, people are going to do reactions and then it's just like over the top. Like, something like funny happens and then, people are just like, ah, ha, ha. And you can tell like it's like a fake reaction to it. And most of it's not genuine because most of the time people who set up reaction content, kind of like my TikToks, I watched all those TikToks before I did I did that stream on Sunday. I watched them all. So I already seen them. It wasn't fresh to me. I watched them all twice to make sure they were all clean and good for the stream. So most of the time it's not like right off the bong. I think that's how people say the saying. Right off the top. I don't know what the saying is, but most of the time it's not. Now sometimes people do go into it dry, but I can't be wrong when I say at least 50% of reaction content, if not more, is just kind of fake reactions. And that's just something I just can't stand. I just can't stand fake content. Most of it comes from reaction. There's that, but it's also kind of lazy. And there's nothing wrong with being lazy. Easy content's easy content, right? Reaction content's been around forever, and it's not going away anytime soon. It's not, which is, like I said, there's nothing wrong with it. Prank content could leave the earth today. It could be banned on YouTube, and I'd be okay with it. Comedy, though, we're going to move on to comedy. So this is kind of like comedy. Try Not to Laugh are kind of the same. Try Not to Laugh could fit underneath reaction content, and it could also go underneath like comedy because, some of it's kind of funny reactions. But honestly, together, like comedy, I love comedy. It's good. It's good. This is kind of like comedy kind of goes in hand with skit content. I think some of the most creative stuff that people can do is skit content on YouTube. It's kind of died off compared to like the beginning stages of YouTube to like now. But like the amount of work that people will put into like making good skits, especially the comedic ones on YouTube, is just like, it's astounding. People put a lot of work into this stuff. And honestly, sometimes it doesn't get as much as it deserves. But I'm also gonna put Try Not to Laugh in there because honestly, I'm a sucker for this kind of content, which does fit into reaction. But also another reason why I kind of broke it down, because a good type of reaction content is Try Not to Laugh, because no one who doesn't like a good challenge or watching a bunch of funny videos that are at least new to you and trying not to laugh. And sometimes just like looking at watching somebody try not to laugh also, and then seeing them almost laugh kind of makes you laugh too. You know what I mean? So it's fun. But skit content, dude, it's great. Actually, you know what? Let's put skit up to great. I think it's great. People that make good skits on YouTube put a lot of time and effort into it. And we can honestly say this for like TikToks too. Now, I will say if we're going to say skit content on TikToks, and this is a YouTube video, it's about talk about YouTube content only. But if we're going to talk about skit videos on content or on TikTok, typically people who make skit videos, eventually they are going to say these words to you in a video. Hey guys, I'm glad you enjoyed my skit video, but hey, did you know that I stream on Twitch too, where I play video games? I know my TikTok has nothing to do with me playing video games, but by the way, I'm also a Twitch streamer, play Apex. It's like, oh, I thought you were just a skit guy. But that's, I can't tell you how many times I've watched people on TikTok, especially, who just like make these great skits, and they drop that bomb eventually. But there's nothing wrong with that. It's promotion. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but I'm telling you, most of the time you'll see it. let's say it. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Call Me Chris, but she just started plugging her YouTube and Twitch for where she does mostly reaction content. You know, she's a skit person on TikTok, but you know, everyone has a different platform where they plug different things. But moving on, gaming, don't have to say much about it. Gaming's great. I'm a gamer. I love watching gaming. It's 95% of my YouTube content. If I went to my YouTube channel or my YouTube front page, it'd be like Among Us, Apex, Hunt Showdown, video game, and then like maybe like one Smosh video. I'm not afraid to admit I watch Smosh mostly for the try not to laugh stuff that they do. I love their try not to laugh series. That's the only thing on Smosh I watch, which is why it's good for me. And then you'll maybe see like the lock picking lawyer. Have you guys seen that? Oh, dude, lock picking lawyer is great. I should put him on here. But you'll have some of that too. Vlogs, not much to say about it. It's okay content. Most of the time, it's not just like a vlog. Some people just straight up vlog their content on YouTube, but most of the time it's like, hey, here's like 25 to 50% of my life, and then here's like me doing a reaction, here's me doing a challenge, here's me doing an unboxing for the day. You know, the vlogs is okay content that usually stems into a different category. They're like a different one of these categories will be the subcategory of a vlog, which is cool. It's okay content. I don't really like it myself. I don't watch too many vlogs. I don't. I've thought about doing them before, but honestly, I'm just too damn busy, bro. I'm too damn busy and a little too lazy for that kind of stuff right now, but I thought about it. I just think it'd be cool. You know, it is kind of neat though, sometimes looking through people's lives and watching them do things. With that being said, podcasts, they're also okay. Honestly, most of the time when I do watch YouTube, it's, I don't really watch it, I just listen to it. It's not even podcasts. Most of the time, it's just like, I find a YouTuber I like and I just listen to them talk as I drive to work. I just put my phone off to the side, connects to Bluetooth, and I just listen to them talk and hear their reactions whenever they're playing video games and stuff. And then whenever, you know, I don't really necessarily get most of my content by watching. I just get most of it by listening to it. So that's where podcasts come into play. And I don't really listen to too many podcasts, honestly, but you know, even for someone who's not a podcaster, actually I don't even listen to any podcasts. The only kind of ones I hear is whenever my roommate Timmy is like watching them in the living room. And that's the only time I really get any kind of podcast content in me, which is kind of why I put it in okay, but like I can't judge podcasts. Good podcasts are great. They're another one of those ones that can branch really easy into any of these, except for music videos maybe. You know, podcast can branch to a reaction, a little bit of reactions content in my podcast today. I'm going to do a little bit of a challenge somehow. I mean, it could happen. It's in there. That's what I just kind of threw in there because I didn't know where to put it. Carton Arc, great content. Why is Carton Arc great content? It's literally a dude holding people accountable for not putting their fucking carts back after they use them at a grocery store, and I think it's fantastic. Now, I don't watch it much. I just want to make sure that he feels appreciated, the Carton Arc. I think he should be, and everyone should appreciate what this man does. He goes out of his way against the crazy people who will literally spend more time arguing with a man about how they don't want to put their cart away, and then spending the extra 10 seconds of their day to put the cart away. You know what I mean? I find it interesting as hell to see people's priorities to fight with this one man than just putting a cart back where they found it. It's so crazy that people go out of the way not to put their carts back. It's like a social experiment. We're just outing the people and the scumbags that just do not want to be like good people in the world. With Carton Arc, there's also another type of content that's like his. It's called, I don't know if this is exactly what it's called, but I call it Amendment Chasers. This content is basically people who will go out of their way to bother law enforcement agencies, to bother, you know, basically the police officers, state troopers, military bases. Basically, all they do is go out of their way to exercise their amendment rights and just like give people basically in law enforcement a harder time than necessary. And don't get me wrong, I get it. I get why this content exists. I get why people make it. They're trying to help hold the police accountable and keep them held to that standard. That's at least what they're thinking they're doing, help them hold the standard that they're supposed to help. And it's kind of like their way of proving like, I know more than you in a sense. Like, hey, like this cop says, I need to see your ID. No, I don't want to show you my ID. Okay. Like, but can I see it? It's like, no, why not? And then they just go back and forth this whole time. And it's like, to me, as someone who has been arrested, someone who's been in jail, you know, someone who's been pulled over multiple times, I just don't see why people have to go out of their way to prove a point, that they don't have to like show an ID, that they don't have to listen to what the police say sometimes in certain situations. Like I just feel like people go way far out of their way to do dumb shit, to bother people. Like it kind of falls to the prank category for me, where it's just like, you're going out of your way just to like make someone's day harder, when like, what's easier to you? Oh, the cop wants to see my ID, here you go. What's the worst he's gonna do? Run my record? Oh no. Well, I have nothing to hide. Why would I care if he has my ID? I get it. You don't have to show an ID or something like that. I'm just using it because that's typically what you see, you know? But I think it's trash content. I just don't. I get why people make it. I get it. They have shedded some light. They've done good. They've shedded some light on some scummy police departments for sure. But like, I just think it's lower. It's lower tier. I just don't like it. I can't stand it. And what really got me bugged by this was whenever someone tried doing it on a military base, and then they just thought they thought they were just so fucking smooth, and then they realized that they didn't know anything about how military bases work compared to like police enforcement works, because it's different. So the guy that did it on the military base got fucked up. But you know, anyways, moving on. These last two were easy. I love gun content. I cannot afford to be able to buy a bunch of guns. I don't even own one at all because I'm cheap, in a sense of like, I don't want to spend $500 to $1,000 on a gun. I'd rather just save it and watch gun videos. You know, people shooting guns, people reviewing guns, all that kind of stuff. I just think it's cool. You know, some of us live in states that we can't even own certain guns. So it's nice to see like at least content out there where people are like able to watch and see guns that they'll never be able to hold in their life, which is cool. And the money's the last one. Money content's the last one. I didn't really know what to do with it. I was thinking of like Mr. Beast with this, because Mr. Beast is out there. He does most of his content revolves around money. He's basically the one who made like the whole money in a sense content big. It's good content. Now I will say this with a caveat as well. The way Mr. Beast does it is tasteful. Mr. Beast just gives you money for doing anything from challenges, from just like, hey, here's $10,000, have a good day. Or, you know, you come into the store. It's great. The way he does it's great. But there's also people who like take this, the money aspect, and be like, well, if I prank somebody and I do something funny to them that's like really fucking annoying otherwise, and then give them money at the end, then it's okay. You know, we said this earlier, like, hey, I just stole your girlfriend, made you think she was dead for a week, but here's $10,000. I hope that makes you feel better. Now, typically it's not that much money, but it's just like sometimes money content can get out of hand to where people are doing stupid stuff to other people and thinking it's okay because they just gave them a couple $100s to like move on with their day. But it's still good because most of it is good. Like there's this one guy that's not Mr. Beast who like he one of his videos, he went up to a gas station and he asked somebody if they'd fill up his tank, and if they filled up his tank with gas, he doubled the amount they paid for his gas tank and then gave them that money back. So that's cool. That's good. That's good content. People are like, because he's kind of trying to like show that like not everybody in the world is bad. You know what I mean? Like, hey, some people still like have the ability to help other people, and now I'm going to reward you for helping other people. That's cool. But here's our tier list. We've done it. A little quick tier list for you guys today. You guys, you know, if you agree, disagree, let me know. This will end up on YouTube later, but not today. It'll probably be on there tomorrow. If you think I've missed any kind of content we should go over for a tier list, or even just talk about, dude, just put it in chat. We can talk about it. I'm always down to talk about YouTube content. I'm always down for a good argument. If you think prank content's the best content ever, yeah, I will go up for it. I will tell you why I think it's trash again. You're not going to change my opinion on the prank stuff, for sure, but we can definitely talk about it. But yeah, I hope you liked it. I think this will be our normal Sunday tradition, though. I need some water. I think it'd be a normal Sunday tradition. I really like kind of like not always playing video games. This is the easier content, you know, reaction content like we were talking about. But I like this kind of stuff. I find it interesting because it kind of not only says a little bit about me, then we also get like into good conversations over this kind of stuff.